Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. My name is Cece Dykes. I'm the Associate Dean for Administration at St. Thomas School of Law. I welcome you to the graduating class of 2019. As we welcome the academic procession, let me explain some of the customs and traditions of our ceremony. The graduates enter the auditorium following the mace, which is carried by the law faculty member with the most seniority. The graduates and all participants in the ceremony are clothed in academic caps and gowns. Persons with graduate degrees also have hoods. Each graduate-level college degree has a distinctive hood. The colors on the hood have special significance. A black shell is silk-lined with the colors of the institution conferring the degree. For St. Thomas, the colors are blue and white. The hood is then bordered with velvet of the color signifying the field of learning which pertains to the degree. With the law degree, purple is designated as that status. The graduates will receive their hoods as part of today's ceremonies. Students who are displaying gold medallions are graduating with honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. These medallions are given to the students who have achieved academic excellence. Some students are wearing cords of various colors. Each different colored cord represents the student's participation in a student organization. The students are followed in by members of the law school faculty and administration. Following the faculty are members of the platform committee, comprised of the president of the university, deans and members of the university, and law school board of advisors, trustees, and dignitaries. It is now my honor to present to you the Dean of St. Thomas School of Law, Tamara Lawson.
Thank you all for joining us on this special day. I ask you to stand or remain standing for the national anthem by St. Thomas student Ashanti Palmer, to be followed by the invocation by Bishop Luis del Castillo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lord our God, Creator and Redeemer, foundation of every achievement, source of every grace, we thank you humbly from the depths of our hearts for the blessings of life and the beauty of this world, for the joy of this day of special celebration, for the generosity and guidance of family and friends, for we all have learned over these months and years at this, our university, dedicated to you. We entrust to you in our prayer each of our graduates this day, each of those whose sacrifices have made this day possible. For every person here and those who could not be here, for the poor in spirit, for the homeless, marginalized, for those suffering in body and soul. We promise to always love and serve you, striving to love and serve our neighbors, continuing each day to learn to be persons you want us to be, believing and trusting in you now on this day of beginnings, until we gather together once again with you in eternity. Amen.
You may be seated. Good morning, buenos dias. My name is David A. Armstrong, and I'm the 10th president of St. Thomas University. And I am pleased to welcome all of you to the 32nd graduation of St. Thomas University School of Law. I would like to recognize the distinguished members of our Board of Trustees and our Law School Board of Advisors here today. Give them a big round of applause. If they could please stand. If they could please stand and be recognized. I'd also like to welcome those that are at home streaming this ceremony through the live feed. I'm not sure where that camera is, but hello all you people at home. As president of this fine institution and a lawyer myself, I share the pride and sense of accomplishment of the St. Thomas University School of Law class of 2019. Lawyers stand at the forefront of protecting the rights we enjoy in this wonderful country. Lawyers see to it that the rule of law remains a foundational yet living principle of our society. English novelist and magistrate Henry Fielding said more than 250 years ago, "When the law ends, tyranny begins." Today, we are proud to present for graduation 204 graduates who will become the soldiers in protecting that principle. In my inaugural year as president, I have been motivated and inspired by the fine accomplishments of these men and women. Already, these graduates have begun to establish themselves as leaders in our community and living the mission of St. Thomas as a Catholic university rich in cultural and international diversity, committed to the academic and professional success of its students who go on to become ethical leaders in our global community. And to you graduates, ethical leadership is about walking the walk. And let's talk about some ways our graduates have already done that. Our law school class of 2019 has provided more than 22,000 hours of free pro bono services to our community. Yes, that deserves a round of applause. Students in our immigration, tax, and bankruptcy clinics have provided a voice to persons confronting difficult, complex legal issues and worked to ensure that obtaining justice was not dependent on having significant financial resources. Our students have worked in the state attorney, public defender, county, and municipal attorney offices, gaining experience in honing their craft, while at the same time representing the interests of their clients. Our students have worked one-on-one mentoring high school and middle school students who also have a desire to pursue the law. And this is very important. Many of these high school and middle school students would otherwise not have role models to show them that there is a path for them to achieve their dreams. Just as our graduates are realizing their dreams and aspirations, they are paying it forward by igniting that dream in others. Our graduates are poised to realize their dreams and aspirations, to seek justice, to provide a voice to those denied one, to enter in a profession grounded on service and responsibility to others, and to obtain financial security for themselves and for their families. Many of our graduates today represent the dreams and aspirations of generations of their families. Many of our graduates are the first person in their family able to pursue their educational dreams. They are here because their parents, abuelas, and grandpapas made sacrifices that enabled our graduates to pursue education. Some of them are single mothers or fathers with a desire and commitment to build a better life for their children. Some of our graduates come from families of lawyers and judges and want to continue the family legacy. Each graduate has made it here today by pursuing a very unique path, but each has necessarily overcome obstacles, embraced challenge, and persevered. As a first-generation college student myself, I can still remember how proud my parents were when I became the first of my generation in my family to become a lawyer. Graduates of the class of 2019, you have much to be proud of, and we are certainly proud of you. Three observations from my first year as president. The first event I went to for the law school was orientation. And it struck me immediately that we had a very different law school because it seemed, and it is proven to be true, it was like a family. Our students, our faculty, the administrator, staff, working to welcoming the new students and treating them as if they were their own. That made a huge impact on me, and that is very unique and also very effective. Number two, I had the honor of teaching this year in the law school. I taught a sports law class in the fall. With the help of Professor Tia Gibbs and student assistant Tessa, I achieved a dream of mine to teach at a law school. I was able to experience how diverse, wonderful, intelligent, and motivated our students are. It was one of my most enjoyable experiences in the classroom in my life. Lastly, I was able to witness firsthand the quality of our law, faculty, and administration. Dean Lawson, Dean Garcia, and so many impressive faculty that do so much more than excellent teaching. And it's exemplified by our retiring, or should I say newly minted professors emeriti, John and June Mary Macdesy, the epitome of professors, yes, the epitome of professors who are ethical leaders who lived our mission so well for so many years. So today, graduates, I commend you for your hard work, and I'm encouraged by the promise you show to step up and lead our community. However, we all know you face one additional challenge: the bar exam. As we celebrate today, I give you a new charge. Continue to work hard and be committed to passing the bar exam. Yes. Use the resources of this great institution, lean on your family and friends and classmates, and take on this challenge with a renewed vigor and commitment. I am confident if you do, that your dreams will become your new reality. In the words of Nike, just do it. Class of 2019, you have been and will continue to be part of the St. Thomas community. I look forward to calling upon you in the future to help us help others realize their goals. I am committed to continuing to grow this university, and I want you to be a part of that mission as you become leaders in the legal community and beyond. Congratulations, class of 2019. God bless you, and go Bobcats.
Thank you, President Armstrong. Welcome to our graduates, their friends and families, and distinguished guests, Board of Trustees, Board of Advisors, and Bishop Del Castillo. I am Tamara Lawson, the Dean of St. Thomas University School of Law. I would like to take a moment to recognize our members of the class of 1994, several of whom are with us today as Grand Marshals. Will our Grand Marshals please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? They are celebrating the 25th anniversary of their own graduation from St. Thomas Law, and they represent thousands of the successful graduates of our law school. They are leaders in the legal arena, in public service, in business, and in life. Thank you for your leadership and your continued support of St. Thomas University School of Law. We're so happy you're here with us today. I would also like to recognize the faculty and administrators who are seated around you. Would you please stand and be recognized? And now I address the graduates and your families. 3 years ago, we welcomed into the law school a group of nervous new law students. But today, I am thrilled and pleased to see how you've embraced that challenge, and you are ready to cross the stage today and receive your diplomas. Today, we look back on all the accomplishments of this class of 2019. And I feel confident that you've acquired the skills and the knowledge to go out in the world and make a difference. The class of 2019 has distinguished itself and built on the legacy of the prior graduates. This year's class had the following accomplishments, just to name a few. St. Thomas Trial Team repeated as national champions. Our moot court teams found success winning Best Brief and placing in national and statewide competitions nationally and statewide. Our immigration clinic was awarded the Mother Cabrini Award. And that award was from the Archdiocese of Miami. Also, our VITA tax program broke its own previous record on tax preparation. Our immigration students who worked with Somali refugees were honored with the 2019 Arthur Helton Memorial Human Rights Award. These are just a few of the accomplishments of this distinguished class. I speak for the faculty and the administration of St. Thomas when I tell you we are so proud of you. And we are proud also to have played a role in helping you realize your academic goals. Many of you have been my students. And I treasure the time that we spent together engaging in the collaborative process of learning the law. And at the beginning of class, as I said so many times, and today I will say to you for the last time, where have we been and where are we going? But I'm thrilled to announce to all that will hear that today we are going together into the brightness of your future, and it's so exciting. Education is never the end. It is the beginning. Education, and particularly a legal education, empowers each of you. And as Nelson Mandela stated, education is the most powerful weapon with which you can change the world. Today is a commencement ceremony because it's truly not the end. It is the beginning. And graduates of 2019, you have worked hard over these 3 years, and you are now properly positioned to assume the mantle of leadership. As the Bible tells us in Luke 12:48, from everyone who has been given much, much will be required. And from everyone who has been entrusted with much, even more will be asked. I challenge you to maximize the skills you have acquired at St. Thomas Law School and put them to work in becoming a change agent for justice in our community. And I will echo President Armstrong. The next challenge is the bar exam. You're ready, you're ready. And as I went to your bar prep classes and demonstrated for you, you can do it step by step, brick by brick, day by day, mile by mile. You have the skills and the talents to achieve bar passage on the first try. So if you haven't already gotten your theme song ready, get it ready for this summer and the preparation, because I will be there with you every week, every weekend, so we can accomplish this task also together as a family. One last thing I would like to ask of the family of the graduates. I ask for your continued support of our law student graduates just a little while longer while they study until the end of July. So today, celebrate your accomplishment with your family and friends, but Monday, back to campus, bar prep boot camp with Jonathan Grossman, and I'll be there with you. At this time, I would like to invite to the lectern our Juris Doctorate graduation speaker, Gabrielle Mccabe.
Good morning. Thank you, Dean Lawson. And I would like to give a special thank you to President Armstrong, Dean Lawson, the Board of Trustees, faculty, family, and friends. And on behalf of the class of 2019, we would like to specially recognize Dean Lawson and President Armstrong as we are their first graduating class. And thank you. Thank you to the faculty, to all of the deans, and to everyone who has guided us and been there to support us the whole way. There hasn't been a time that a faculty member or an administrative staff or one of the deans was unwilling to help. And we thank you for that. And to the class of 2019, we made it. The past 3 years have been a mix of emotions, some good and others bad. But being here today is bittersweet, because as much as we've waited and as hard as we've worked, it feels strange not to come here every day anymore after being here. And I just want to say that as we go to take the bar, we were all strong enough to make it this far, and we're strong enough to keep going. I would like to give a special thank you to my mom, because I wouldn't have been able to do this without you, and to my children for always being my motivation when things get tough. And to the class of 2019, congratulations, we did it.
Thank you, Gabby. Good morning. My name is Lourdes Fernandez, and I'm the Assistant Dean. I can't see you, class of 2019, but I love each and every one of you. I am the Assistant Dean for Career Development at St. Thomas University School of Law. Our students, both in a formalized pro bono program and in a multitude of other ways, provide services across a wide spectrum. Providing service in this way gives all our students insight into the power and responsibility that comes with becoming a lawyer. As President Armstrong just mentioned a few minutes ago, this graduating class, you, 2019, provided over 22,760 pro bono service hours to that program. Now, each year, we recognize one graduate with exemplary service. This year, we present our pro bono plaque to Ms. Erica C. Hernandez. Mrs. Hernandez completed more than 1,000 legal pro bono hours, which were completed at the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office. over 1,000 pro bono hours. At this time, I would like to ask Mrs. Hernandez to come forward to receive her plaque. Congratulations, Erica. Job well done.
Erica.
You have more fans. Thank you. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. At St. Thomas, we pride ourselves on being a school of opportunity, and we have been recognized nationally as one of the top schools for Hispanic students. We also we also rank nationally in the best environment for minority students generally, and one of the top 10 law schools for female enrollment. So when planning our graduation speaker, we considered all the uniquenesses of our community, and I was drawn to call on a good friend through the legal community. I'm involved with the National Bar Association, and I was fortunate to know about the leaders of the National Hispanic Bar Association and called upon their president-elect to be our distinguished speaker today. Irene Aurilla, she will give our address today. She's a partner at Fisher Bowles, a national law firm, and she previously served as an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida. The mission of the Hispanic National Bar is one of the cornerstones of its mission, coincides with ours, to enrich diversity of the legal profession, judiciary, and legislature, and specifically to do so through improved recruitment, retention, and promotion of Latina individuals. The mission of the Hispanic Bar is complementary, obviously, to our mission as well here at St. Thomas, and we build on that common tradition. Ms. Aurilla received her bachelor's degree from Columbia University and her law degree from Cornell. Without further ado, I give her the podium to address you.
Good morning, President Armstrong, Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty, 2019 graduates, parents, and other family and friends. Thank you, St. Thomas School of Law, for inviting me to speak to you today. Thank you, Dean Lawson. I'm truly honored. Graduates, it occurred to me while I was working on this speech I would deliver today that what you want to hear more than anything from me is advice. The best advice I can give you from someone who was where you are 20 years ago. And yes, I'm older than I look. In fact, a few people this morning thought I was a graduate and congratulated me, and I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know whether to hug them or kiss them. But first, let me briefly tell you a little bit more about my story, because I don't want to speak to you in a vacuum. I want you to know where I came from and how I got here. The Cliff Notes version, of course. Because there's synergy between that and the advice I will impart to you today. I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, and raised in Union City, New Jersey, which, as many of you probably know, is known as Havana on the Hudson, because it was settled in the 60s and 70s by a large migration of Cuban refugees fleeing Fidel Castro's regime. When I talk about my parents, I get emotional, so bear with me here. My parents are Cuban immigrants that lived in Spain for 5 years before settling along with my two grandmothers in New Jersey in 1974, the year I was born. The rest of our family settled here in Miami, and we spent most summers here with tias, tios, primos, and friends. My parents have been happily married for 53 years. I had a wonderful childhood. I did not have much in the way of material things because my parents were immigrants, but I had all the love and attention a child could ever want. After all, I was an only child. Until I was about 10 years old, we lived in a 2-bedroom rent control apartment in a low-income neighborhood in Union City. I shared a bedroom with my grandmother, Sofia. My other grandmother, Edesa, had an apartment in the same building. My grandmothers were my best friends, my abuelas, my confidants, my full-time chaperones, my personal chefs. It was good. My world, basically. I spent most of my time with them. In fact, my only regret about my childhood is that I would have liked to spend more time with my parents while I was growing up. They worked around the clock. My father started out as a salesman in New York City. My mother was a bank teller. My parents were in their 30s with a child on the way and very little money when they arrived in the United States. Neither was able to finish college in Cuba because their lives were turned upside down by an evil, murderous dictator whose terrible legacy is a 60-year-old and counting Cuban revolution. They could not afford to go back to school in the US, but when they saved up enough money from their jobs as a salesman and a bank teller, little by little, and they were able to apply for small business loans, they started opening small businesses, including grocery stores, bakeries, and restaurants in Newark and Elizabeth, New Jersey. They ended up owning and running 6 successful small businesses. The whole family would work at the businesses. I would help out on the weekends so that we could all be together. My favorite job was making cappuccinos at the bakery. This is where my love for coffee began. My parents are an immigrant success story. They are proof that diversity makes America great. That immigrants make America great. At home, the talk every day around the breakfast table and around the dinner table on the days that my parents got home early enough for dinner was about education. My parents and my grandmothers emphasized over and over and over and over again, every chance they got, the importance of education and hard work, and of course, family and our faith. In Spanish, they said, "Mi niña, trabaja más que nadie, apunta alto y nunca te rindas." Which means work harder than everybody else, aim high, and never give up. My family immigrated to this country because everything, including their freedom, was taken away from them in Cuba. And they wanted me to be able to take full advantage of the freedom and every opportunity this country could offer us. Failure was not an option for me. Disappointing my family was not an option for me. They sacrificed so much and fought the hardest battles so that today I would be able, to some extent, to choose my battles. After finishing college and law school in New York, I started my practice in New York and New Jersey. And then in 2001, I was the trailblazer for my family in moving to Miami. Miami is the city I have chosen to call home, to build a family and a career, and it is my happy place. It is living in Latin America, but in the US. It's the best of both worlds. I can speak Spanish every day if I want to, or not. I can wear black or gray, or I can wear any color of the rainbow, even to court. It's a beautiful thing. As a Latino, you can do you in Miami, and I do me in Miami every single day. The weather is a huge plus, too. I'm not going to lie. My Caribbean blood is just the right temperature here in Miami. My career in Miami, as you've heard, has included serving the public as an assistant U.S. attorney in the Department of Justice, and a federal law clerk to the first female Cuban-American federal Article III judge, the Honorable Cecilia Altonaga, who sits here in Miami. You've also heard that I worked as a business trial lawyer at various national and international law firms, including the one I work for today. And in less than 5 months, on September 28th, as you've heard, I will be sworn in by Judge Altonaga in New York City as the first Cuban-American female president of the Hispanic National Bar Association. The HMBA, as you've heard, was founded in 1972 and is the national membership organization that represents and advocates on behalf of all Hispanic lawyers, judges, and other legal professionals in the United States and its territories. I would be lying to you if I said being female and Latina is not a disadvantage sometimes in this profession. I've lost count of the times when I've walked into a room as a veteran trial lawyer, even in Miami, and people have assumed that I am a paralegal or a court reporter. Having said that, I think it's important for all of you to know that I attribute much of my success to my upbringing as a Latina. I imagine that my story resonates with many of you. After all, as you've heard from Judge Lawson and as Dean Lawson, and as you all know, St. Thomas has ranked first in the nation in conferring JD degrees to Hispanic students. Wow, just let that sink in. How lucky are all of you? I was one of 3 Hispanic students during the entire 3-year period that I attended Cornell Law School in the 90s. The 2 other Hispanic law students at Cornell during that time are 2 of my best friends today. There are no words that can adequately describe the bond that we share. We were different than everybody else. We knew it. Our experiences were different. Our backgrounds were different. And we've survived law school together. And not only does St. Thomas rank high with Hispanic and other minority students, but it also has a great reputation for attracting and graduating a substantial number of women, including Latinas. And it's no secret that the future is female and Latina. Finally, right? In fact, we're seeing evidence of that right now at the HMBA. For the first time in the HMBA's history, 3 women, 3 Latinas, in a row, are leading the organization as national president. I will be the 11th female president out of 43 past presidents of the HMBA. And with me, we will have the first trifecta of female HMBA presidents in a row. It was only a matter of time, because the fact is that we have so many positive things about our Latino experience, like a remarkably strong work ethic, emphasis on education, and the focus on family and religious and moral values, all of which we share as Latinos, females and males alike. And for women, well, we have to work harder, shine brighter, in order to get ahead in this profession. Those are the values and the experiences I attribute my success to. Those values and experiences are our secret weapons in our struggle to advance Hispanics in the legal profession. And I firmly believe that they will ultimately get Hispanic lawyers to where we want to be, Hispanics and other minority lawyers to where we want to be, which is laboring in this profession on an equal playing field with everybody else. Because make no mistake, while we have made some progress, the struggle for Hispanics and other minorities in the legal profession continues. Hispanics, and particularly Latinas, remain the most underrepresented minority in the legal profession. Whether you look at our representation in law firms, in corporate America, or in courtrooms as judicial presiding officers, we are the most underrepresented minority in the profession. Latinas like me in big law were unicorns. That's why the work of the HMBA and other organizations that are moving the diversity and inclusion needle is so important. That's why I give my sweat equity, my money, and as many resources as I can muster to the HMBA. Giving back to the Hispanic community that shaped me as a woman, as an American, and as a lawyer is an absolute must. It brings me so much joy and gives me so much purpose to do this work. And that brings me to my best pieces of parting advice for all of you. First, stay connected to each other and to your community. The relationships that you have already developed as a law student and the ones you will develop as a young lawyer will be career building. If you make genuine connections with people, they will be a constant in your career. For example, become active with bar associations or other organizations such as industry groups and market yourself. For my part, I have been active in several organizations over the years, including some more specifically focused on my practice or industry groups to which my clients belong. But the one I am most passionate about is the HNBA. I've been involved since law school with the HNBA, and I've never left. Find that organization or organizations that fuel your soul and your career. Second, always be on the lookout for mentors and for opportunities. There are some mentors and opportunities that you will have to seek out, and others that will come to you. And sometimes you may have to take a few steps backward to take a step forward. When I left my big law firm job to take the federal clerkship of my dreams, I took an enormous pay cut for 1.5 years. I don't regret it for a minute. To this day, I can honestly say that my clerkship is one of the best jobs I've ever had, and that experience still makes me think about possibly becoming a judge someday. Plus, I now count on an esteemed federal judge as a close friend and a mentor. Your legal career will not be a straight line. It never is. There will be ups and downs, zigs and zags, surprises, victories, disappointments. It will be all over the map. Learn from every experience, and don't be afraid to explore new areas of the law or different legal experiences. One of the most appealing aspects of this profession is that there are a plethora of jobs that we can pursue with our legal degrees. You can't love what you don't know, so have an open mind. Third, I encourage all of you to lean in, reach back, and lift as you climb the ladder of the legal profession. Because together we rise, as a Hispanic legal community and as a legal community as a whole. I took that advice when it was imparted to me by one of my mentors many years ago, and I am a better lawyer and leader for it. And I mean it. For all of the graduates here today, I am personally at your service. If I can serve as a resource for you, whether in my capacity as president of the HNBA, or as a community leader, or as a trial lawyer, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. If I can't help you, I will find someone in my network that can. Fourth, you are entering our noble legal profession during very turbulent and uncertain times. The world we're living in is unrecognizable in many ways, and the challenges for lawyers are constantly changing and mounting. We have a greater responsibility now than we've ever had as advocates and advisors for our society. Lawyers can and will save us this time because lawyers are always on the front lines fighting for social justice. Consider being one of those lawyers that in one way or another helps shape our future as Americans. Step up to the plate, whether on a full-time basis as a public interest lawyer or a judge, or on a part-time basis doing pro bono work outside of your regular practice, like millions of other lawyers and judges are doing, to defend our Constitution and give a voice to people who can't speak for themselves. Join us in the fight for what is right. And I want to end with a joke that a good friend came up with for me. I told him, and he's a lawyer, by the way, I would be giving a law school commencement speech today, and I was worried because I don't consider myself funny or witty. Hopefully, I've inspired at least some of you with my message, but amusing I am not. So he helped me out with the humor, and here goes. St. Thomas law students are really smart, obviously for many reasons. You know how you are smart? For one, you figured out how to go to law school in Miami and get a superb legal education, but for half the price of those guys and girls down in Coral Gables. So good for you. I thought that was pretty funny, right? Funny and accurate. And on that note, many thanks to St. Thomas Law School once again for inviting me to share this day with all of you. It is such a privilege for me to be here today. Big congratulations, and I wish you a lot of success to the graduates of the class of 2019. Pa'lante siempre.
Thank you, Ms. Aurilla, for those inspiring words. Now comes the time that we've all been waiting for. The awarding of degrees. Degrees will be awarded in the order of Doctor of Law, Master of Laws, and the Juris Doctorate degrees. Candidates will be hooded and then presented to the president of the university for the awarding of their degree. I ask members of the audience to respect others while taking photographs during the ceremony, and please to hold your applause until all the candidates have received their degrees. We will begin by recognizing the candidates for the Doctor of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights, and the Masters of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights degree. Assisting me in the hooding for the graduates will be Dean Moore.
Good morning. I am John Hernandez, the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. Will the candidates for Doctor of Law and Masters of Law in Intercultural Human Rights please come forward? Mohammed Mahmoud Bayumi Ibrahim, JSD cum laude. Beatrice Susanna Udith, cum laude, JSD. Didem Amaceder, summa cum laude, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Cesar Baldelomar, summa cum laude, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. You got it easy. There we go. John Gregory Jones, magna cum laude, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Costanza? Okay. Costanza Carleona, magna cum laude, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Elsa Olivia Filomena Peterson, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Keely Shea Leanne Anthony, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Mccabe Terbish, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Abrar Omar Hantouche, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Okay. Daniela de Cespedes, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. Okay. Brittany Polycarp, LLM in Intercultural Human Rights. We will now be recognizing the candidates for Juris Doctorate degree. Would the candidates for the Juris Doctorate degree please come forward? Okay. Eudalinis Caneda. You want the whole thing? Okay. Eric Santiago Rojo Dotel. Tiffany Shantae Wong. Sabrina Raymond. Hernan M. Luna. Kathleen Rubio. Saul Canelo, cum laude. Jennifer M. Garcia, cum laude. Sandria? Okay. Franklin David Sandreo Rivero, magna cum laude. Brittany Lauren Blumengold. Congratulations. Samantha Ann Sanchez, cum laude. Gabrielle F. Mccabe, summa cum laude. Stephanie Cabrera, cum laude. Laura Patricia Diaz, cum laude. Janelle Palenzuela. Kelly Stephanie Mendoza Rodriguez, cum laude. Rosie Aviel, Esquire. Carlos F. Pera, summa cum laude. Oh, it's your father? Okay. Oscar de la Rosa, being hooded by his father, Commissioner Steve Bovo. Gabrielle Isazi V. Dante Brunson Grant. Kenny Ramos. Vanessa Pressois. Jacqueline Garcia Arteaga. Dharma Sierra. Manon A. Ferdani, magna cum laude. Erica Cordovi, cum laude. Is your son okay? Michelle Marie Landrian. Mirtha Garcia Alvarez. Susan Papagikos, cum laude. Shari Anink Linton, cum laude. Akia Espinoza. Isabel Vera, cum laude. Isabel Vera, cum laude, being hooded by her fiance, Jean Fernandez, class of 2018. Diana Acala Hernandez. Riona Lisa Ann Maharaj, cum laude. Stephen L. Davis, cum laude. Renee R. Miller. Anna Carolina Forato. Alexandra Samoes. Natalia Lozano, cum laude. Gabriella Di Marro, cum laude. Catherine Perez, cum laude. Vanessa Baez, magna cum laude. Jasmine Y. Ramos. Otto Edmundo Rose Franzen, cum laude. That's easy. Priscilla Perez. Esther Adam. Evelyn Burnett. Okay. Chelsea R. Versace. I finally learned it. Priscilla Garmendia. Oh, that's easy. Jared Davis. I got it. Peter Abraham Orahela. Derek T. Tamayo, cum laude. Jose Carlos Leal. Congratulations. Chris Robert Tinton. Chevalier. Chevalier, right? Okay. George Bryant Chevalier. Is that okay? Oscar P. Chavez, also receiving a JD, MBA in Sports Administration. Zachary A. Greenbaum. Natasha P. Matherin, magna cum laude. Joel J. Walker. Carolina de Diego, cum laude. Sophia Henshaw, cum laude. Lucas Martin Eisenberg, cum laude. Stephanie A. Morse. Eric Shakib, cum laude. Forte? Okay. Oops, he's tall. Antonio Jesus Forte. Allison Raquel Rapetti. That's pretty easy. Anthony Perez. Hi. How are you? Tyler E. Sanchez, being hooded by his sister, Nicole Reynoso, class of 2018. No, go that way. Yeah. Erica Chantel Hernandez. Gabriel Antonio Baca. Anshara Munir Dosani. Reyes. Oh. Carolina Andrade Reyes. Jeremy P. Skinner, cum laude. James T. Sanchez, summa cum laude. Melanie S. Cornejo. Maria Juliana Ayalde, magna cum laude. David T. Bixby, cum laude. Carl E. Daniel. Derfirston Julio Nari. Evgeny V. Golanovov, cum laude. Yeah, okay, Joyce. Julian Montoya. Anna M. Gracia. Claudia Alonso, cum laude. Julio C. Pausang. Jason Riccio, cum laude, being hooded by his wife, Patricia Riccio, class of 2009. Brandon George Chuck, magna cum laude. Adrian Rivera, cum laude. David Jimenez. David Jimenez. Daniel E. Vasquez, being hooded by his cousin, David Jimenez, class of 2018. Christina N. Treba, cum laude. Yesenia Alfonso, summa cum laude. Chavez. Jessica Granados Chavez, cum laude. James P. McMillan. Paul Schoenberger. Andrew Sean Alize. Luis A. Arguelles, cum laude. Anthony J. Fernandez, magna cum laude, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Irma Becerra. You want the right? Kabil A. Afzali Ray. Taylor Kathleen Cunningham. Jeanette M. Gonzalez, cum laude. Alessandra Diaz Capoletti, cum laude. Gabriella Espaillat. Leslie Vega. Maria Victoria Sanchez. Edward P. de la Osa. Jason P. Remy. Karina Hidalgo Gato. That one I got. David A. Hernandez. Elena Rojas. Andrea Valencia, cum laude. Catherine Santana. Zachary H. Sue. Manuel L. Lavin, cum laude, also receiving JD MBA in Sports Administration. Melissa Paniagua, cum laude. say Da Costa? Okay. Renato Augusto da Costa. Jesse Donnelly Ochoa. Jamie Lynn Mathis, cum laude. Wadad Barakat. Cynthia Ventura, magna cum laude. Ashley Ann Danella Rose Bryan. Ariana Maria Mendez. Lacey Maria Hernandez, cum laude. Danielle Nicole Campfield, cum laude. Alexandra Ryder. Jose O. de la Cruz, summa cum laude. Isel Villar, cum laude. Congratulations. Joel Bello, magna cum laude. Yvette M. Alvarez. Andrew John Ruiz. Yung Jung, cum laude. Melissa Maria Ramos, cum laude. Hazel Adeline Gorin. Suhey E. Gonzalez. Hoplin Perez. Hi. Miranda. That's easy. Yeah. Rosie Astrid Miranda. Gabriela Hormazabal. Nosimov? Okay. Donna Gabriela Nosimov. Rayleigh Hernandez. Jessica Catherine Busca, cum laude. Melissa Amber Williams. Diego N. Sanchez, cum laude. John Christopher Jordan. Francesca M. Anan. Claudia T. Barcenas. Francisca Luna. Chirino. Kristen M. Chirino. Christian Lee Gonzalez Rivera, magna cum laude. Francisco Javier Castro, cum laude. Jennifer Garcia, magna cum laude. Mccabe. William N. Mccabe, cum laude. You the last one? Oscar Fleites.
I ask all candidates for the Doctor of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights, Master of Laws in Intercultural Human Rights, and Juris Doctorate degree to please stand. President Armstrong. President Armstrong. President Armstrong, I have to let him graduate, you guys. Okay. The President Armstrong, the faculty of St. Thomas University School of Law recommends these candidates for their degrees.
This is my 6th time doing this, but my first time for a law school. And to say I'm emotional about it, I definitely am. This is pretty special. As a matter of fact, it's pretty cool. So, by the authority vested in me as president of St. Thomas University, by the Board of Trustees, the state of Florida, I hereby declare you to be graduates of St. Thomas University School of Law, with all the rights and privileges of the degree of Doctors of Law, Masters of Law, and Juris Doctor as listed on the official records of the university. Congratulations, class of 2019! And now I call to the podium the chair of the Law School Board of Advisors and a University Board of Trustee, Dan Dolan, who's also a St. Thomas University School of Law alumnus, and he is out there doing great things in the legal community, and I'm very happy to be able to call him my friend, Dan Dolan.
Would our graduates please stand one more time? All the graduates, new graduates, please stand. It is with great honor that I present to you all for the very first time the class of 2019. Congratulations. We, the graduates, would also like to recognize our parents and our spouses, our guardians and families for their help and support, without whom many of us would not be participating in this ceremony today. Parents, family, spouses, please stand up so we can thank you. Thank you. Graduates, please stay standing as our families sit. As we look back over the past years with fond memories, fellow graduates, please join me in recognizing the distinguished faculty of St. Thomas University. Faculty, please stand so we can thank you as well. I would ask my fellow graduates of St. Thomas University School of Law to turn to their program and join me in reciting the Pledge of Loyalty. It's the very last page in the program. I'll wait for it. With a solemn sense of my responsibility, please, no solos, I pledge myself to hold my degree as a sacred trust, an emblem of my obligation to serve, to hold it with untarnished honor, to myself in generous loyalty to St. Thomas University, and with fidelity to God, my country, and my fellows. Please join us in singing the St. Thomas Alma Mater, led by Ashanti Palmer. The words are also in the program.
St. Thomas, now we sing our song of gladness, to be a part of your great honored name. Here in this land so rich with ancient memories of people from so many native lands, Bless this our home and loving alma mater, and make us true to her great heritage. Born in the light of noble Saint Augustine, her teaching stands like beacons on our shores, leading us to a life of love and service, no matter where our feet will tread anew. Keep live in us the memories now we treasure, and bring us to your eternal home.
Thank you, Ashante. Class of 2019, please be seated.
I would like to thank all of you for sharing in this very special moment in the lives of our graduates. I invite you to join us back at the law school for a reception immediately following this event. Following the benediction, please remain seated until the platform party, faculty, and graduates have left the commencement area. I now invite Bishop Luis del Castillo to come to the podium to deliver the benediction.
Spirit of God, rest upon those who have journeyed with our graduates to this moment of celebration. Parents, family, and friends, bless them with love and support as they bless these graduates throughout their lives. Comfort them as they move together into a new chapter of their lives. Grant them the fullness of your peace. God of wisdom, we thank you for the faculty and staff of St. Thomas University, for their support and guidance. Bless and encourage them in all they do. God of all creation, grant these our graduates the gift of wisdom as they enter a new stage of their lives. Give them inner strength through your Spirit and faith that Christ may dwell in their hearts. Grant them awareness that they are uniquely sent to help bring about the kingdom of God in our world. Give them courage and love to act for the dignity of all, for the welfare of the less fortunate, for the pursuit of peace and reconciliation. May our kinship and friendship with them be a blessing that continues through the years to come. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.